Alright, Schlockmeister fans, we're going to watch a movie here called Hamburger, the Motion Picture. Let's watch.
Travel down, you're gonna find a burger shop, Americana, mom and pop. How long, there ain't no telling.
The movie starts out at Mildred Bailey's women's residence on this college campus. And right away we got a bunch of ladies in a shower. Great way to start a film. Hey, wait a minute, that ain't right. Which gets him in trouble.
4 colleges in 3 years. Don't you like school?
Of course, I've tried 4.
Russell, according to the Dean's office, you rarely attend your classes. Why?
Apparently he can't keep his hands off the ladies, and that's why he gets kicked out of school all the time.
Young man.
But even she can't resist him.
Like you.
That I'm normal?
Let's find out.
I can't show you her boobs, but they're nice.
Oh, Dean Dewberry.
Oh, my father's gonna kill me.
I am gonna kill him!
She started at Kent State. Did she start at Wyoming? Heck,
Damn, they always started on a goddamn victim of nature!
baloney, you got a mouth, use it.
It's just a problem I always do.
I mean to say no to women when it's appropriate.
Shortfalls at school bend over backwards for you, Russell.
The co-eds bent over backwards.
Russell, I sure hope all those sluts were worth it. They not only cost you your future, but your grandfather's $250,000 in nephew.
How many times have I got to feed it into your thick skull? Unless you get a university degree, you are not going to get one red nickel.
And there's our plot.
University in 12
But he sees an ad for Buster Burger University.
All there is to know about 100% full burgers, tasty fries, and ice-cold shakes. Heck,
Shut up, Pickle. I don't like talking to machines.
look, Toots, take that Falcon you're driving, chain it up, and shove it where the sun don't shine.
This is our local Buster Burger.
Policy from the Buster Burger Insurance
So he's gonna go to
Company.
university.
I'm building my own franchise. Well, what do you say?
Why don't you give Buster Burger University a chance? Give it the old
College try, yes, sir. Call it over here.
That is NFL Hall of Famer Dick Butkus playing Drootin, the drill sergeant.
Buster Burger University. My name is Drootin, Drill Sergeant First Class. You stand on 5,000 of the most heavily guarded acres in America.
There's Magneto. He's some sort of Rick James type singer who somehow got roped into joining Buster Burger University against his will.
Mezzanine.
And we get some pool hijinks.
Bingo.
Cow testicles.
Wow, scrotum, a real delicacy for the rich and famous.
We reserve the right to refuse service to assholes like you. We reserve the right to refuse service to assholes like you. Put those cookies back, motherfucker. Put those cookies back, tables of
Russell's roommate, Fred. He's not helping.
Oh, Fred.
Russell, we're enjoying a tender moment here.
Yeah, well, look, doll. Tell your boyfriend to keep his heavy breathing down to a dull roar.
The boys decide to sneak out one night.
We made it.
Are you kidding? I told you to get us out of there. We're gonna have some great food. Wait, man, no, wait, what I'm saying is I can get you laid, brother.
Oh, hi, Fred.
That's Mrs. Bunk
Playing hooky, Mr. Proko?
Had to get out and get some real food.
and their daughter, Mia. Mr. Bunk is the teacher you just
And we
saw,
would
who
love
owns the
to play
place.
with a couple of real dolls like yourselves. Wouldn't we, Russell?
Yes, Fred, we would.
Of course, she's married. Chick on the right.
Hi.
Druten shows up and the boys got hiding under the table. Where they have some under the table fun.
I love eating out.
You're a dead man.
Then I'm gonna die like this.
You're soaking wet, Mrs. Bunk.
Spicy chicken balls.
Fun doesn't last much longer.
You two airheads have violated 3 sacred rules of Buster Burger University. For Mrs. Bunk,
So for punishment,
you
he
had your
places
way
them inside
home.
these 2 giant pickles.
Okay. As you well know, it's Buster policy that if a student wishes to go home on his own, he's free to do so.
There's a church on campus, too. And Mr. Bunk leads the congregation.
Please be seated, my Buster brethren.
Well, after that eating out restaurant experience, Mrs. Bunk has a thing for Fred. So they hop aboard the helicopter and accidentally turn it on while turning each other on. Magneto thinks they're trying to escape, so he wants to escape too.
Switches over, you're gonna get your Buster butt out.
I don't know how they turned it on, and I don't know how they actually accidentally took off either, but they did. And guess whose car the helicopter is going to accidentally crush? Before safely landing, Mia is willing to help Russell out.
We got this covered, man. I like that.
Orals are coming up soon. That's when my father makes the final judgments as to who goes on from there. But half of it is based on whether he likes you or not.
This is this student named Zipser, is his last name. He's a nerdy fella. Not sure what's happening here, but the fellas at Buster Burger are using him for experiments, and he's kind of turning into a chicken. And I think he just laid an egg.
Thanks, girls. I needed that.
What do you
Here's
say?
the orals
Well,
finals.
there's good news and bad news, sir. The bad news is that you're going to glow in the dark. The good news is that you won't attract moths.
If a beautiful blonde come into the store and ask you for a dozen burgers, what would you give to her?
I'd give her the dozen burgers and ask her if she'd like Mr. Pickle with that burger.
Where's Mr. Pickle?
It's right between Mr. Legs.
Increased business.
And here's Russell.
Buster franchises don't have payphones.
Absolutely correct.
This concludes your oral examination, Prokop. And you've passed.
Damn. Still one more test.
The final test is to run a franchise for 8 hours. See what they've learned.
Put those cookies back, motherfucker!
Look,
Apparently an eating club is coming today.
Come back and pick them up, okay? It was your community relations department set up the whole thing.
What are they?
It's an eating club. And I hope you got plenty of dessert.
Some big fellas.
Can I, Buster, help you?
50 Buster Burgers, 25 Bull Chips, and 10 Buster Shakes.
60 double busters, no pickles, 40 Bull Chips, 22 Diet Colas.
Diet?
Who's here?
A cop shows up and Druten tries to set him up.
You're talking to the manager, Peter Cheese, so merge.
I don't have to take this kind of crap from a goddamn green pickle.
Hey, rotate Kunta Kinte, your check's ready at the welfare office.
Not a pickle. You ain't seen the last of me yet.
They decide to give them free shakes filled with super laxative. Industrial strength. Which of course leads to the expected gastrointestinal problems. Top-notch humor here.
Deep in me.
Aroma.
Some bikers show up.
If you're looking for a payphone, forget it. I want a woman.
At last, a real man.
Okay.
And they promptly bust up the place. The cops show up, but it's the same cop who just got insulted by Druten and his buddies.
Now, who's the manager?
Oh, God, am I glad to see you guys.
You mean us Afro Turk Corner Bungeons? The place is yours, boys.
And to top it off, Druten makes these Mexican workers crash their truck.
And I say,
But Russell inspires them.
but I also say when those two guys come back, they're gonna be Buster hungry. So let's get our Buster butts back in gear, clean this place up, and get back to Buster business!
Mr. Bunk shows up.
What? What?
Sir, on life's grocery shelf, we can't accept these dented cans. I'll give them all F's and put them on the first jet out of here.
It's tasty, by God.
What'd you say?
I said it's tasty, by God.
He likes that slogan.
They destroyed $1 million franchise in about 5 hours. Wait, thank you, sir.
Not you. Her. Why, it's perfect. We've got chicken coming off the assembly line in 1 month. And she's come up with the perfect slogan. It's tasty, by God.
I think it's an appropriate
Druten has
time
some big
to
news.
break even bigger news. Today, in light of my promotion, it is my sincerest, heartfelt pleasure to announce to everybody that Mia and I are now officially engaged to be married.
And that's news to her.
Congratulations! Ooh, you really care.
This'll cool you off, sir.
And that earns him an immediate demotion.
Drill sergeants, we cannot have leaders at Busterburger University who can't control themselves.
Disgusting. Don't you think so, sir?
I hereby demote you to PPP.
PPP, sir?
Permanent paper picker.
They all graduate, Magneto gives a speech and sings. About hamburgers.
Hit it!
Jumping for a piece of Buster Jr.
let's talk about Hamburger, the motion picture, not to be confused with the Broadway play. We got a movie here about, it's kind of like a teen sex comedy from the 80s. Ain't no kind of about it, that's what it is. Got this guy, actor's name is Lee McCluskey. You may remember him from Fraternity Vacation. He played the, well, he was an asshole in that movie. Actually, he's kind of the good guy in this movie, the hero. He stands to lose in his inheritance unless he graduates with some sort of degree, college, whatever. So, because he wants that degree and he keeps getting kicked out of colleges, various colleges, because he keeps having sex with women and he gets thrown out of school, he decides to enroll in Buster Burger University, which is the college, I guess, for people who want to work at Buster Burger, which is like a McDonald's type of fast food place. There is a McDonald's university somewhere where they teach you how to become like managers and things. But that's what it's kind of based on loosely here. But this is a ridiculous one because they teach people about how to prepare food and this and that. It's everything. So anyway, it's run by this guy named Mr. Vunk, who has a horny wife and a less horny daughter. And the wife is played by Randy Brooks, R-A-N-D-I, and she is actually 6 years older than the daughter, played by Deborah Blee. You may remember her from The Beach Girls. And of course, we have Dick Butkus in the starring role or co-starring role here as Druten. He's like the drill sergeant at this university, and he's like a military drill sergeant. It's ridiculous. So anyway, we have a few pieces of sexual hijinks in here. We got some topless ladies. Ultimately, it's the good guys against the bad guys. The good guys that end up winning, of course. Everybody graduates, and Druten gets demoted to basically a garbage picker at Buster Burger. So there you go. So anyway, in a similar vein, there was like Hamburger the motion picture, as well as Hot Dog the movie. I always kind of consider them like companion pieces to each other, even though they have absolutely nothing to do with one another. But oh boy, this movie here, again, it's not available on DVD. This is a DVD-R. In fact, it's one of the best DVD-Rs I've seen in terms of the quality of the artwork and such. I did not create this one myself. This is one that I actually found somebody who was selling this one. It says widescreen on there, but it's bullshit. It's not widescreen. It was obviously taken from the VHS tape, but nonetheless, it looks pretty good overall. So anyway, the film itself is actually kind of memorable. This is kind of movie that's I think a lot of people do remember watching and kind of enjoying to a certain degree. It's totally harmless, silly 80s titty fun. That's pretty much what you got. Maybe half a dozen topless babes in this movie. Like I said, a couple nude scenes here and there, and just a lot of bawdy humor. So that's what you're looking for in this kind of garbage. So anyway, in the vein of Porky's and Spring Break and all those other titty movies from the 80s, this one fits right in. Not available on DVD. I don't know why, but it's not a bad film for what it is. So check it out. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments down below. Talk about it. What's called Hamburger, the motion picture. Watch it. Bye.